Hey y'all, happy Friday. I hope that you have enjoyed these first 5 days going into today, digging into the armor of God, what He has given us, what's available to us, and there's just so much depth. I'm ecstatic about where we are going together over the next, well, let's just be honest, months. It won't be weeks, it'll be more like months. So, picking up, he says, I have given you the exousia, right? The authority, jurisdiction, power, liberty, strength to trample upon serpents and scorpions, and physical and mental strength and ability over what? All right. It says all. That is each and every one. Nothing left out. His complete. Have given you this power over all the power that the enemy possesses. So he says, I've given you power over the enemy's power. But here is where digging into the Greek just is exciting to me, because two different Greek words are used here where the English translation uses the same word, power. And I mean, just like the King James Version says, I have given you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. But the first power, which we have spent several days talking about, is jurisdiction. It's authority. It is liberty, strength, right. I've given you right. And so over the power that the enemy possesses, that power is dunamis, which we've talked about before. And any of you who were with us the first of the year with Women in the Word, we talked about dunamis 4 months in a row. I think it just kept coming up and kept coming up and kept coming up, which there's a reason why Holy Spirit does that. Whenever He repeats Himself, whenever He brings something back, it's because He wants you to take a Selah on it. So He's telling us, and dunamis, is like explosive power. It's power deposited into us as vessels. And that's when, and actually having just had Pentecost Sunday, or celebrated Pentecost Sunday last Sunday morning, when he says, and he's talking in Acts, and he says, you will receive power when the Holy Spirit, that's the dunamis power. So I want to take us back to the garden just a little bit here. I only have 2 minutes. I want to take my time because I want this to make sense. Satan didn't have any power, particularly here in the earth. No power. God created the Garden of Eden, and He placed mankind in the garden. In Genesis 1:26, it says, and He blessed them, and He said to them, He gave them the command of the blessing, and in doing that, gave them the ability, the power, the right, the authority to do what He had told them to do. And let's just go there really quickly. He said in Genesis 1:26, God said, let us, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, make mankind in our image, after our likeness, and let them have complete authority over. And then He lists the things, everything. God said, we will let this mankind, they will rule the earth. Okay. But when Adam chose against the voice of God, when he and Eve chose to eat the fruit, they chose another master. They rejected the voice and command of God, which was to not eat that fruit, and they accepted and received the voice of Satan. So who were they followers of? Satan. They bowed their knee to Satan. And so because Adam and Eve heeded the word of Satan, he took their authority, God-given authority. That's when sin, sickness, disease entered. The world became broken, and as we have seen so definitely in the past few weeks, how the earth and creation groans for the sons of God to manifest. The earth is longing for us to take up our rightful place. And see, that's where Jesus' work is so powerful, in that he opened the door for us to have choice of master again. That Satan no longer lords over us. He doesn't hold us captive anymore. And we talked about this several weeks ago. It's like the handcuffs. And Jesus came, defeated Satan, death, hell, and the grave, unlocked our handcuffs, but are we taking them off? Are we going to exercise our power of choice, not to be lorded over by Satan anymore? So, goodness gracious, we're going to have to stop for today. But I wanted to explain that dunamis power, in that Adam transferred what God had given him to Satan when he chose to listen to Satan. But Jesus took it back, and now he says, I've given it back to you. I've given it back to you. So we have choice again. And I want to go on, but I can't, because we're out of time, and we'll pick up here next week. And I know it's already like drinking out of a fire hydrant, and I don't want to take advantage of that. So come on back, join with me next week, and we'll dig in a little bit further, and we'll talk about that power a little bit more. So anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow morning for our live about 9 o'clock over on the Facebook page. So bye, y'all.